So you're up and running with Appanzee. You've installed some apps, entered some data, and gained some insights from the dashboard. You've seen just how simple yet powerful the Appanzee platform is, but at the same time, you know how unique your team is and how you need apps tailor-made to your specific processes. So it's time to take your app game to the next level by making your own apps. Let's get started. Before diving into making apps, it's important to understand the Appanzee data structure. Appanzee apps are broken down into apps, entities, and fields. Apps generally serve a single purpose. You may have seen us talk about the Staff app to manage your team and employees, or the Tasks app to keep tabs on your team's to-dos, but there are dozens of apps on the App Store to help you do anything from staying on top of your sales pipeline to planning your marketing videos. Entities are the building blocks of your apps. In the Staff app, we keep track of the staff members themselves and the branches that staff are reporting to. In the Tasks app, we keep track of our team's projects and the tasks related to those projects. We also track statuses and timeframes that classify the tasks, but we'll talk more about those in our next video when we discuss connections between entities. Entities are defined by a collection of fields. The Staff entity tracks each staff member's name, phone number, and status as fields, whereas the Task entity tracks each task's name, notes, and target completion date. Let's head back to the top and create an app. On the workspace, click the Create App button next to the App Store button. You can make an app for just about anything, but for this video, we'll make an app to keep track of our office supplies, but you can follow along to build any app you need. We'll add a title and description. A web page is useful if your team has a website that keeps instructions on how to use your app. We'll leave it blank here. Finally, we'll add an icon to make our app look pretty. When we click the Create App, we're taken into our new app and it's time to add some entities. If you've already got a spreadsheet going that you're looking to replace with an app, you can click the Import button to have your entities and fields created automatically. But for this video, we'll make our own entities from scratch. Click the Create Entity button in the top left. Next, you'll be asked to enter the name and description of the entity. Let's call our first entity Supply. It'll be our list of office supplies. You can also change the color associated with the entity or leave it as the default color. When you click Create Entity, you can start building fields for your new entity. Click the Create a Field button. Let's add an item field to keep track of each supply's name. Next, we set the visibility. We want to see it on the list, the view, and the form, and we want it required for every new supply. Finally, it'll be a text field. Next, we'll add a stock field to track our quantities on hand. It'll be on every view and it'll be required. And it'll be a number type this time. We'll also need a unit of measure field to know if we're talking about individual chairs, boxes of pens, reams of paper, or something else. Finally, let's add a couple of fields to help us know when to order more supplies. First, we'll have a target stock field to know our upper end stock. Then, we'll add a reorder add field to help us remember when we have to order more. You can also drag the fields to order and rank how they show up on the various views. Let's enter some data into our new fields. Head back to the Office Supplies app, head into the Supply entity, and hit the Insert Supply button. Let's keep track of our pens. We enter pen as the item, we track them as boxes of pens, and we've got 7 boxes. Our target stock is 10 boxes, but we reorder when we get down to 2. We'll do the same with ink cartridges, tracking them as a count, and paper, tracking them as reams. Remember, all of your new fields and entities can be easily customized. You can edit and reorder your fields from the wrench button on the app. You can also add more entities from the Create Entity button on the app. On the main workspace, you can click the Pen button on your new app to edit its name, description, web page, and icon too. And just like that, you've made your own app, added entities, and created fields to store data. Plus, you're already tracking useful data on office supplies. Who knows what you'll create next, now that you've got the tools and the know-how to make powerful apps the easy way. In our next video, you'll learn how to connect these fields and make useful expressions and visualizations to gather insights from your data, presenting them on a dashboard like this. Choose Simple, choose Powerful, choose Appanzee.